because what has really spoiled the president's name is here, right here. His heart, nothing else. He speaks one thing, but his heart speaks another thing. 1 minute he'll be saying, let's all be nice, there'll be no terrorism, there'll be no fighting, there'll be no this and that. And then the next minute, who do you see? Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So today we're going to talk about Zambia. So if you don't really know what's currently happening in Zambia, we've got presidential elections happening in Zambia. And we've got all these different elections also happening at constituency levels, at ward level. And, one of those things that you can say is that either people will stick with the incumbent, the president of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the man right here. That's a very popular face, especially at the international stage. This is a man that has made a mark. Early this year, we saw that people were saying that the Zambian kwacha, was one of the most performing currency in the world, the number one currency that was performing well, not just in Africa, but in the entire world. This was a man that did what he did. Now, other people will argue that he's done well. But then again, on the other hand, other people will say that he's not really delivered what he actually promised. But one thing that is really standing out to me is that if you look at 5 years ago, in 2021, when this man came into power, almost the entire country was red. Believe it or not. The entire country was red. Red meaning that's the regalia for the UPND. And it was something that was great to see at the time. I think at the time people needed change. We had the PF that was in power. And this man here, Mr. ECL, Edgar Chagwalungu, that passed on about a year ago. And as we speak currently, his body has not even been buried. How sad is that? Because of all these politics and so on and so forth, which we are not going to get into in this video. But the point of this video is really to understand and try to figure out why this loss of love for this man. For this man that a lot of people are saying has done so well, in terms of boosting the economy, in terms of restoring the mines. You speak to a lot of people on the ground, a lot of people are saying that this has not really translated into proper gains, where you see cheap meal, where you see cheaper fuel at the pump, and just having a better economy, in other words. Now, for those of you that may have listened to this speech that the president went live just a day before the elections, that was yesterday, where he talked about the economy at length, But anyway, what the president said in that video, and it's very clear from what he said, he portrayed, in fact, the entire roadmap for Zambia. And you could see that this is a man that has got the right vision. This is a man that could see the future. This is a man, based on his calculation and what he was telling us, that, he's involved into the mining operation, the mining restoration. He's revamped this and that, and so on and so forth and so forth. Looking and listening to what he said, you could just see that the man is intelligent, first of all. Okay, the man has got charisma. The man has got what it takes to understand the economics, the figures, and all. Because sometimes you need such kind of a president that really gets it. From that standpoint and from different standpoints, that he is the man that gets all these things. But whether or not all those things that he's saying are translated properly into what it means for people having food on the table, that's a completely different matter. And I think this is why we've had this kind of situation where suddenly, in 5 years, this man appears to have lost all the love that he gained in 2021. Because in Zambian politics, and I think you will agree with me, I'm not on the ground right now, but you will agree with me that the kinds of crowds that we are currently seeing, the NRPUP, the Brian Mundubiles, and the Makebi Zulu, his running mate, and Palampi, as they say, the kind of support that we are getting, this is not something that even Mr. Hakainde Hichilema himself must have thought was going to happen 6 months ago. Okay? 6 months ago, or probably even a few weeks ago, even 4 or 5 weeks ago, This is not the kind of thing that this president, probably, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, expected to happen, because the opposition was fragmented. We know that. People were sucking each other. This one was sucking this one joining this party, that one, Mr. Kamwili saying this. There was confusion. Confusion was the order of the day for the opposition. And the president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, must have thought, this is it. I'm just going to go in, come 13th August 2026, this is the day. He was just going to carry the day without any problems. We are seeing so many people coming out in numbers. Just take a look and see what's currently happening here with all these people. All that, you can imagine. This is not just one polling station, by the way. It's replicating the same success, the same enthusiasm, the same kind of charisma that people had when they voted for Hakainde Hichilema in 2021. This is what is being exercised in 2026 today. Just take a look, just take a listen to and see for yourself what's going to happen. Now, who would have thought that in 2026, the man that was well loved in 2021, that had that much support in the entire country, when people got fed up with the PF, who would have known that this was going to be the situation today? Because this is a reverse. This has 10 tables. This is definitely 10 tables. Things have reversed that quick. Because normally what normally happens is that when you have that kind of support as an aspiring candidate, a presidential candidate, it's usually after 10 years. This is what we've always seen. People often give the president the first chance, the first 5 years, and then also give that particular person another term, just to finish off his programs and so on and so forth. But to lose that sort of support that he had gained in 2021, that quick, in 5 years, then you wonder. Now, there are a lot of people that might argue, that say that the reason why the president didn't achieve what he said was going to achieve is because he spent a lot of time fighting the opposition or the people that he took power from, Because what has really spoiled the president's name is here, right here, his heart, nothing else. He speaks one thing, but his heart speaks another thing. 1 minute he'll be saying, let's all be nice, there'll be no cadreism, there'll be no fighting, there'll be no this and that. And then the next minute, who do you see? The same UPND cadres fighting, going to attack other political parties, in the midst of them campaigning or doing nothing. Just a while ago, we saw people brandishing. I'm not going to mention the name. Brandishing this one at Mr. Makebi's house. Now you tell me, is that a good thing? Unprovoked. Just take a listen. Just take a look for yourself. I'm not making these things up. Take a look.
Mtuuze na mamfuti. Mkora uliza mamfuti shua. Dala kwa chani lako. Ndakula filani chani chamene talakwa. Ufuniko tuuza. Tukuna mtuuze chani talakwa.
Now you tell me, what do you call that? If that is not cadreism, if that is not harassment, and that is coming from the very same party that was against cadreism, the very same party that was saying, do not fight, do not attack other people, do not do this and that, and it's the very party that we actually see doing these things. We've seen very little or no harassment coming from the NRPUP or coming from all these other opposition political parties against the UPND. None of them. And then we are seeing this that is currently happening. It's unprecedented. This is what people are saying, like the way this JJ Bano was actually saying. It's something to do with this one here. There's something to do with this right here. To the point that he's been called all sorts of names. I'm not going to repeat the names that Mr. JJ Banda is actually calling the president. Okay, but We know and we understand the sort of names that he's actually calling the presidents and all these people and relating them to the shrine or whatever it is. But, you know, it's one of those things that when you really look at it, it's very disappointing. It's very disappointing. And if I've got one message to the president of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, if there's one message I have, if you make it in this election, if you ever make it in this election, if you become the president of Zambia again and you happen to win this election, please do not pursue these people. Do not pursue the JJ banders. Concentrate on what the Zambian people need. This is important. As you say yourself, very, very important. You say this all the time. Concentrate on what is important. Don't dwell on all these things. Don't dwell on the fact that you are being insulted by different people, not just JJ. I mean, I've seen and I've come across all sorts of insults online. The wife is hovering all the time. Anyway, that's one of those things, you know. Cleanliness is next to godliness. That is what they say. So this is important, you know. Mr. President, if you're listening to this, please ignore everyone else when you win this election. Do not dwell on anything. Just be yourself and concentrate on that message, which is to maintain the well-being of the Zambian people. If this situation does not teach you anything, there's no any other situation that is ever going to teach you a lesson in how you should deal with the people of Zambia. You know, one thing I like about the people of Zambia is the fact that when it comes to the polls, they don't disappoint. If you wrong the people of Zambia today, if you are the head of state and you think you just come in and do ABCD, when it comes to the polls, they'll show you. They'll show you the red card, you know. And so obviously I'm saying, you know, if there's a lesson that has to be learned here, Mr. President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, with all due respect, if you make it in this election, please ignore these people. Do not seek vengeance. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Stick to the message, stick to what your agenda is, because you've got a proper vision, honestly. Listening to the vision that you set out one day before the election, that is what I wish every president could have. And that is why we're saying that, listen, if you ever go or win this in Hichilema, leave these people alone. Leave the brand Mundubiles alone. Leave the Makebi Zulus alone. Leave the JJ banners alone. Or whoever has wronged you in the past or even during this election, leave them alone. Don't deal with them. Concentrate on your message. You know, that farmer that is waiting to plant his seeds, he's late, he's trying to do this and that. Those are the people that you should be concentrating on, or your government, your systems, your machinations. They need to be directed to those people, not the people that have offended you, the JJs, or this one or that one and so on. You forget about all those people. And I think this is where the problem has been. It's been about personality. And this, no one teaches you about, or an attribute that often gets discussed in politics, particularly Zambian politics. Okay, now we had somebody like Mr. JJ Banda that actually picked up on it. He said we've never even seen a picture or a video of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema's parents, you know, and where does this man come from? Maybe that's the reason why he's behaving the way he's behaving. Where does this man come from? He was asking. And that's why it is that saying that says, charity begins at home. But that heart of forgiving is something that I think has probably, you know, that might contribute to his downfall if he's not very careful. And that's the truth. That's the absolute truth. That may be one of the things that could give him, that could drive him into his downfall, you know. Which is a shame, because personally, I would want this man to continue to be the president of Zambia, because he gets it. He's got the vision, he's got the charisma, he's got the right approach. He's well respected in the international community. He's a Pan-Africanist. He's somebody that he carries himself really well. What more can you ask in a head of state, in a president? Somebody that understands and gets the vision. So Mr. Hakainde Hichilema has got that, and that is a competitive advantage against Mr. Brian Mundubile. Now, I'm not saying that Mr. Brian Mundubile hasn't got all of that, but we don't know yet. So he's got that competitive advantage that he really needs to use currently. But we're not seeing him use that. He's not using it. He's wasting it instead. Which is a big shame. Which is a very big shame. So, flip the script. We've got Mr. Brian Mundubile now. You are the winner, sir. You've got the throne. You're the president of the Republic of Zambia. Well and good. Mr. Makebi Zulu, from Eastern Province, you become the president and the vice president of the Republic of Zambia. Similarly, do not make the same mistakes that we've seen Mr. Hakainde Hichilema has done. We are tired as people seeing the very same mistakes happen over and over again. We are tired. We just want to elect somebody for once and let that people or that team do the right thing for the people of Zambia. Pay those farmers on time. Build the roads that are supposed to be built. Improve people's lives. Let what you speak, whatever it is, whatever that translate into real progress in people's lives. If you say it's going to be cheap meal, let there be cheap meal on the table. Give people exactly what they want. We are not interested in metrics. We're not interested in figures going down at whatever metrics or board or whatever it is. People of Zambia are not interested in that. People are simply interested in seeing their lives improve for the better. This is what people want to see. Not all these things that you're talking about, the figures, or we've reduced this, the inflation has gone down, this one. No, fine, we don't care about all of that. A lot of people don't care about that, to be honest with you. You can explain all you want, but people just want to see, is my bag of meal cheaper this year compared to last year? Okay, is this cheaper? Am I able to take my kids to school at an affordable thing? Now the president is busy saying, oh well, there's free education, but at the end of the day, the other people still argue that it's free education, but they still have to buy books, they still have to buy textbooks, they still have to buy uniforms, they still have to do this and that. So lots of gray areas there, when it comes to free education that the president is actually boasting about. So again, it's about what people see and all of that. So it's important, it's really important, honestly, even as we get to the conclusion of this 2026 elections, that we really know who we are voting for. Okay, there's a lot of these things that just because you talk about this one or that one, then you're labeled as being somebody that is partisan or this one. I do not care. All I want to see is whoever gets elected, whoever is given the mandate to lead the people of Zambia, that's the same person that needs to do the right thing for the people of Zambia. Pay those poor farmers on time, reduce the cost of living, fuel, and just do what the people of Zambia expect you to do. These are the things that needs to be done, at different levels. Okay, not fighting every time you're in opposition, you're fighting. You get into power, you're fighting. What are you fighting for? What is it? What's the problem? Fighting the people of God, fighting this one, fighting the Catholic Church, fighting this one, they said this, you've remembered, send your shushu, because you're the chief shushu, you're going to send people to go and fight those people. It does not make any sense. It does not make any sense at all. So these are things that we really need to consider. Whoever is the best of these two, Mr. Brian Mundubile or Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, please, we ask you, do the right thing for the people of Zambia. And we'll be monitoring you. We'll be checking you out and make sure that you do. Because if you don't forget that the people of Zambia do not hesitate. They'll boot you out of the Poland. They'll boot you at the polling station. Nipa ballot. They will kick you out before you even know it. Look at him. 5 years. Who knew that in 5 years' time, like I said at the beginning of this video, in 5 years' time, who knew that this man would have lost all that popularity that he had right from the very start? He's lost it. And now when he gets kicked out, what is he gonna say? Oh no, I had an opportunity to change things, but I didn't. So Vama legacy, all those things, they're gone. No one is gonna think about you that much anyway. When you had the opportunity to do good for the people of Zambia, show the people that this is the reason why people wanted change. The reason why people wanted change was because of ABCD. Don't just try and trick the people of Zambia into voting for you. And then once you get there, you start doing other things. In your leadership, you put the people of Zambia once in your agenda. Put the people of Zambia once. Just try it, see whether that sticks or not. Because this is what people want to see. Put the people of Zambia once in your agenda. Okay? No fighting back and forth to make sure that whoever gets into power, you do what you are mandated to do. Because if you fail to do that, wait, people will show you the door. You don't have to wait for 10 years as we've seen with Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. I mean, obviously for me personally, I pray that the president wins this election, so that there's a bit of continuity rather than start from the start. So there's that competitive advantage. That is something that we want to see, stability and continuity. That is great. But then coming to these guys that have shook up the entire nation, they've shook up the entire country, this is something that is great. The guys have done a great job. If they win, fair enough, that would be a good thing. But then also, whatever it is, do not forget the people of Zambia. Do not forget that common man. The very same people that are jogging down the streets and sweating for you and voting and advocating for you guys. Do not forget those people. Make sure that that guy's meal is reduced in no time. That guy's fuel, if he ever drives or if he walks or whatever, if he takes kids to school, make sure that whatever it is, things are better for the common man. So until then, guys, we'll see you in the next one, and we'll see. Let the best man win. Let the best man win. Good luck.